Unless this is going to cop up. Oh, no, I'm on. Evening, peeps. How are you? Keeping well, I hope. Keeping safe. Not going out and playing tig in the park with anybody. Or tag in the park with anybody. Whatever you call it. Right then. What I'm doing tonight. I'm going to try and do what I usually do at a live demo. Evening demos at Woodturning clubs tend to last about 2 hours. And in that space of time, I can usually get a couple of projects done. So I'm going to try and do that tonight. The first one I've got is a piece of ash. It's about 8.5 inches wide by about 3 inches deep at its widest point. Going to turn it. It's got some nice figuring in here, so I may well do a bit of colour. I haven't done any colouring for a while. And the second piece is a piece of elm, and I can't find my tape measure, so I'll have to tell you how big that is later on. No, found it. That's about just under 11 inches diameter by about 2 inches thick, and there probably won't be any colouring going on that one. So I'll just have a quick look in the chat and see who's in. Let's see who's in. Andy was in. Andy was in first. Herb, evening Herb. Nick's in. Glyn's in. David's in. Dale's in. Well, obviously Dale's in. He's speaking to me here. People are not allowed to make me laugh when I'm turning. Oh, the other David's in. Stace, evening Stace. John PBH. Must be getting to the bottom now. Claire's Crafty Corner. Claire was singing today. Yes, she was. Win of the Big Feet. Derek McCall. Joy. Well, Joyce in green. Sorry, if I do colour a Joy, it'll probably be blue. Sean Weir's in. I don't think Sean's been in before. Hi, Sean. Nice to see you. Hi, cool. There's hundreds of folk in. Real Eel 999. Jeff Christie. Lance is in. Evening, Lance. I like the U-balls that you put up earlier on. Oh, Kev's in. Evening, Kev. Where did you pinch that workshop from, Kev? God, I'd like a workshop like that. Cuz in. Turned by high-low. Oh, God. Right. Okay. If I missed anybody, I'm sorry. I'm sure Dale will tell me as people are coming in. Right. The only problem I've got... Oh, I might as well show you the piece that I'm going to do. It might help if you can see what I'm going to be turning. There it is. It's, like I say, it's a piece of ash. It's about 8.5 inches in diameter by about 3 inches thick. But on the top here, there's a couple of dark bits right up at the top here. It's very soft and punky. I think that's been some water damage that's been going on there. So I'll see what we'll do with that when we get to it. There's also a nice big chainsaw cut in here, so I'm going to have to try and get rid of that somehow. But I'll start off getting it round, and then we'll carry on from there. Turn it at about 700. Evening, Christine Michael. Andy started carving his skull today. Well, not his own skull, but a piece of wood that's going to be a skull. Evening, Scott. Evening, Buzz. That'll do it for that. I said it would be done earlier on. I think everything's well, yeah. All right. Oh, bloody hell. That's not good glare. There's a bit of glare on this camera. I meant to sort these lights earlier on. What's that one? That's that one. Is that any better? Does that cut down on the glare a bit? Right, fine. Okay. Evening, Woody. Right, I'm just going to get marked out for my mortars. And just use my smaller swept back bore gouge just to clean out the mortars. I might have problems going the other way because the tripod for the cameras might be in the way, but we'll see. Well, I've got to go out tomorrow. I've got to go and see if I can get some pellets for my central heating, because I've got biomass, so I'm needing some wooden pellets for the central heating. And also I've got to pick up the construction as well, which I think is the most important thing. Right, that's the mortars done. Now we'll get some shape into this thing. Turn the speed up a bit. Start to vibrate there. Evening, Graham. Just want to see what's happening with that chainsaw cut. Oh, I'm getting rid of that fine. Evening, Derek. Oh, start doing some push cuts now. some fantastic rain over this area. Evening, Leona. Oh, some cracks in here as well. Again, this probably isn't going to be a piece that's going for sale, so it's just have a play. And now I'm going to start turning that problem area. The diameter of this is probably going to get cut down a fair amount because of that chainsaw cut. I think everybody's going to be in that position, Herb, to tell you the truth. Let's see how we're doing. There's just a wee bit left there of that chainsaw mark, so I'll just get rid of that, and then that should be the bottom. Evening, Debbie. Yeah, I got rid of that. Like I say, there are a few cracks here, but I'm not really bothered about them. I'm not going to bother gluing them or anything. I'm just having a bit of a play tonight. This one, or these two that I'm doing, are purely for demonstration purposes. Good evening, Eva. Hi, Snake. Actually, that sanding's got rid of most of that, well, all of that tear out. So, Glenn, are you on the gin tonight? on, you feeling okay, Glyn? Evening, Phil. Right, that's it, standard up to 400. I'm going to put some colour on. I think this grain all around here, once it's been coloured, is going to look absolutely brilliant. So, what colour am I using? Right, in my little paint pot here, in my little airbrush pot, I have got a mixture of stone blue and white intrinsic colours. So we'll see how this goes. Evening, Steve. Bunch of wimps. Right. No, he will never be into resin. I bought my airbrushes off Wish. They do the same set on Amazon. It's actually a set of 6 airbrushes. So instead of having to, when you're changing over, instead of having to, change the bottle and fill it up again, I've got different colours in different bottles, and I've just got a quick release for the air hose on each one. And the set of 6 airbrushes, I believe, I think they're coming in now at around about £80 for the set of 6. Evening, GP. Oh, thank you very much, GP. This one's a practice piece. Oh, is he putting photos up again? You can't trust that GP to do anything. Well, right, I'm going to knock this back with some 400, and then I'm probably going to put another coat on. Yeah, paint on, paint on, paint on, paint off. And then wax on, wax off. Right, I'll just get that dried off. We've got the egg on the floor. Yeah, you've got to keep on realistically. I've said that word again. When you use the airbrushes, every time you use the airbrush, like tonight, once I finish using the airbrushes, I'll take them in the house and give them a soak overnight. Seeing as how it's water-based stains that I use, I just tend to soak them in water to give them a clean out, strip them down, give them a soak, and then put them back together tomorrow so they're ready to go again. Right. So it's a water-based stain. Now I could use, seeing as how it's just a single colour stain, I probably could get away with using acrylic sand and sealer. But the rule of thumb is, if you're using a water-based stain, use a cellulose sand and sealer. And if you're using a spirit-based stain, use an acrylic sand and sealer. That'll do. Get it away down. I'm just looking around to see if I've got any more pictures over here. It doesn't look like I have. Oh well. I might have to have a quick trip out to the car. Right, that's the sand and sealer dried. So I'm just going to use some. I've got it here. I'm just going to use some Yorkshire grit. I'll never get this so people can see it. There we are. Some Yorkshire grit microfine, just to knock it back a wee bit. Oh, thank you. That's thanks, Jeff. Well, right, shellac sand and sealer, because shellac sand and sealer is neither an acrylic or a cellulose. In answer to your question, I don't actually know. What I would suggest doing though is try it on a scrap piece of wood. Like I say, the main times you're going to get sand and sealer affecting the colour is when you've got different colours on there, when you've got multiple colours on there. And acrylic with spirit sand stains does tend to make the colours run together. And that's the same with water-based stains and using, what did I say there? I got it the wrong way around there, didn't I? Right, if you use spirit-based stains and cellulose sand and sealer, you'll make the colours run. If you use water-based stains and acrylic sand and sealer, again, you'll make the colours run. But as to shellac, I'm not too sure on that one. I would suggest giving it a go on a scrap piece of wood. Well, I've got Steve sent me a photograph of it. Messaged me a photograph of it. He's done the Marilyn Monroe dress, obviously carved out the wood, and the grain in the wood is absolutely fantastic. There we are. Using the Yorkshire grit has knocked wee bits of colour off certain areas, but actually highlighted it in other areas. So if anybody is going to tell you you can't use Yorkshire grit over stains and colours, tell them they're wrong. And I said so. Because I've got broad shoulders and I don't mind. Yeah, well, I think the rattle can cellulose is as well. So I'm just finishing off with some Hampshire Sheen High Gloss. I don't know if I'll be able to take any decent photos of this when bloody cameras packed in. Anybody out there able to fix cameras? DSL cameras? No, I wouldn't have thought so either. Yep, it is. Yeah, it's about to go into self-isolation when we get in the house. Yeah, it is definitely a blue ball. You can now. I think Martin, I don't know if he's still doing them, but when he brought out the intrinsic colour range, he did actually make the concentrates, because this is the way that these are sold. They are sold as water-based, but he did make the concentrates, which I don't know if he's still doing them, but certainly if you bought the concentrates, you could make your own stains up and you could use either water or spirit. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it works well for that, to tell you the truth. If you are using lacquer, if you build up the coats of lacquer, so very thin coats of lacquer, up to about 7 or 8 coats, and then you can actually knock it back with Yorkshire grit, microfine, get that worked in, and then put some wax over the top of that, and it'll bring up a very, very high gloss finish. I think just to keep you happy, Steve, I'll do something with fire next week. Evening, Mike. Oh, yes. Yes. There is millions upon millions of stuff I don't know. fair, guess and safe food. No, don't make me laugh when I'm saying it. Yeah. That's all from Now, the reason I'm getting a lot of chatter here is because of, let's bring this round, this bit here. It's this bit here, this dark bit, which is the water damage part, and it's very, very punky. That's fine there. Right, I'm just going to move the tool rest in. See if I can get into this bit in here. Now, I've never seen Leona park a car. I have seen her pack a car, and that leaves something to behold. I didn't realise you could get that much stuff into a car. And then she had the lid on the roof. Was it something she said, Steve? Hitting on the tripod again. Try not to, GP. Well, that punky wood cut better than I thought it was going to. It is fairly dry, apart from this really dark area here. And that's, I think, held a wee bit of moisture. Scott, in answer to your question, sod's law. No. I'm running. Yeah, I'm running out of 80 grit. Have you got it all sealed, Leona? Right, you see this bit here? It's very sharp. So don't touch it when the lathe's spinning. Just saying. Right, let's stick some cellulose sand and sealer on that. That's been sanded to 240 now. Thank you. Yorkshire grit on the inside. There's a couple of wee jaggedy bits on the sandpaper. Just on the edge here. I'll just set them off. Turn the speed down. Start rubbing in the grit using the piece of paper that I used to put it on with. well held, you know, well held. I'm sure I had another roll in the kitchen already, you know. God knows where it's gone. Mind you, can't find anything in this tip. Right, keep on rubbing it in. I'll turn the speed up again. Keep on rubbing in the grit until your paper comes away nice and clean. Yes, Glenn said in these uncertain times, it's better to use lots of grit. Definitely. Definitely, Glenn. It gives you time to ponder the universe. Right. Yeah, Dale's about to drop a link into the chat. This is for a new podcast that him and his brother are doing. His brother is a comedian and radio star and wrestling commentator, and from what I saw the other night, mental. Yeah. Yeah, of the mental genes in the Kirkwood family, I think he got about 90% of them. Right. Let's call that one. That one is finished, I think. Right, I will just change the camera to give you a better look. Come on. Shearing's all over the mouse, as the actor said to the bishop. Let me see it okay on the overhead. So there's the ball. Trying to get it. Yeah, there you go. You can see the different ripple effect in there. And there's the blue. Bring that round so you can see some of the ripple effect. Like I say, I will take photographs tomorrow. I don't know if they'll be any good because my Pentax camera has decided to give up the ghost. It takes a photograph, but it just comes out bloody black. And I don't know if it's me that's cocked the settings up, but I can't get it to work anyway. So it'll just be a photograph done by my phone, I'm afraid. Again, it's not sitting square. Yeah, but colouring is what I do a lot of the time. Plus it sells, Woody. That's one of the main bonuses of it as well. Yeah. Flattish goblet. that ET? Oh, right, I didn't even realise ET was in. Evening ET, night ET. Right, let's see how that spins. Night Lynn. Just change that camera again. No, this is a nice piece of elm with a bit of burring, Steve, so I don't think I'll be burning this one. I'll get a nice piece of ash for next week and see about burning that one. No, but I am supported sometimes by Joe Sonia. No. Right, Wayne has a quick look around the shop for his gun and he can't find it. Yeah, flame gun. Did I put it down there? Yeah, I did. I found it. Right then, I'll see what I can do. Night, Woody. Sorry? All right. Aye, yeah, thank you. Are you still working, Lance? Just going to quickly give this gouge a sharpen. See all these bits here? That's all wormholes. Quickly clean the dust out again. Right, quickly give that a sand. Nightlands. The let's turn this off. If you mean fill the wormholes in, I could have just put, seeing as how they were all full of dust anyway, I could have just put CA glue over the top of them and it would have basically set them up. So yes, in answer to your question, you can. Right, so I'm just sanding this to 240. I'm just going to use the wire brush in my drill just to clean out those wormholes. Now, this is a piece of elm. As you can see, it's got some burrs in there. But elm is one of those woods which is nice and wide-grained. So you can actually use something like the wire brush to provide texture by digging out all of the soft grain in between the hard grains. Might actually be better using the small wire brush. Night, Debbie. Thank you. I'm going to ruin it now by texturing it. It should. I'm not burning the bottom. I'm going to texture the bottom with this wire brush. I'll probably burn the rim on the top. If you notice when I'm doing this, I'm actually going with the grain. There we go. I'm just going to give that a quick knock back with the Scotch-Brite pad. Evening, Steve. Some sanding sealer on it. No, the top's going to get fire, Steve. About the only time people look at the bottom of bowls, it tends to be wood turners, and they're looking to see how you finish the bottom off. And I'm just going to, just for tonight, I'll put one, that sounds quite empty, I think. What's this? Just for tonight, I'm going to put 1 quart of, that's still, yeah, that's still got some bits sticking out, so I'll just give that another quick. Just another quick sand. That's better. Right, so I've just got some clear sealer here, like a lacquer, and I'm just going to put one coat of this on. Seeing as how this is just a demo tonight. I don't want to use a wax on this because you'll get the wax sticking into the wormholes, and it'll be a pig to get out. So I'll just use one coat of lacquer, get that dried off. Will not take long to dry off, and then we'll flip it round and start doing the top. And if I decide I don't like this piece as it is, I'll stick it back on the lathe and turn something else out of it. You can either keep them or get rid of the wood, either. Which famous movie dress? Cruella de Vil. This is not going to take a lot of sanding, really, seeing as it is going to get burnt and textured on top. I'll still take the 240 though. Right then. Just for you, Steve. All right. Evening Woodworking 2020. Right now, instead of using the steel wire brush to texture this, I'm going to use a brass one because it won't be as aggressive. And we'll see how it looks. Now, I may well come back and put some more fire on. It really all depends. So look at the spindle. Yeah. Thank you very much, JP. Most kind. Yes, this will be another practice piece. All right. I'll say Matthew's in. Evening, Matthew. I didn't notice you there. I think I can afford a bit more fire on that, to tell you the truth. Thanks, Rich. It's not actually the router, Rich. It's the broadband feed that we get here. It's worse than useless. Once it goes from the exchange to the box, and the exchange is about 3 miles away from the box. Once it gets to the box, it's about 1.5 miles of overhead lines before it gets to my house. Nice toes. That's not enough too shabby. Right, quick. Oh, I'll tell you what I will do, just to give a bit of highlight. And that one's where I'm starting the ball. No bother. I think I need to change the profile on that gouge a little bit. See if I can get in better with this one. Yeah. The thing is, Joy, in answer to what you've just said then, a lot of the stuff that I do is not utilitarian. It is purely decorative, which is why a lot of the bowls or platters I do tend to have wide rims. Yeah, it is. Hey Buzz. Night boys. There we go. Bit of sand and sealer. We'll let that dry and I'll stick some more lacquer on that, I think. And then I can show you what it looks like on a different camera without all that glare on there. Right, that's gone down a bit, hasn't it? No, put too much in there. Put too much in there. No, right here. It's running like hell, you can see it. Get rid of that. That's what I said earlier on. You put thin layers of lacquer on. You don't put thick layers of lacquer on. Very thin layers. Otherwise you start getting runs like I did there. But that'll be fine. That can dry. And then I don't know. Don't know what I'll do with it, to tell you the truth. I'll just give that another wipe in the middle there. Yeah, that's fine. Right, which camera should I use? Not really very good on that one. Let's go on to the usual one. See what it's like on there. Right, the only thing we're doing with this one is that I usually go out with the light. No, I'm not happy with that one either. We'll go back onto the overhead. No, wrong one. That one. Thank you, Helen. Right. Let's see if we can get it on there without having too much glare. So that's the top. So it's had a bit of flame on, textured with a brass brush and a drill, and then just a coat of lacquer. And the bottom has basically just been textured. So there we go, guys. So for those of you who weren't in earlier, that was the first one, a piece of ash where I dyed the outside blue and left the inside plain, and the second one. So you've had two for the price of one tonight. Right, I'll just get back onto my other cam so I can see. Oh my god, that was still just an hour and a half. Right then. Well, I hope you enjoyed that, guys. I enjoyed doing that. Usually, it's around about an hour and a half on one piece, start to finish. But I've managed to get 2 pieces in an hour and a half. Like I said earlier on, this is the type of thing that I do when I'm doing live demos. It's usually evening demos I do, so they last about 2 hours, and I usually try and get a couple of projects finished within the 2 hours if I can. If not, I will leave. In fact, I usually leave the pieces that I turn anyway. But if I don't get them finished, I'll leave them for a member of the club to either get stuck in the raffle or a member of the club can finish them off. So that's us, guys. I'm going to go back in the house now and have my usual. Yeah. Oh yes, did you put the link in, Dale? Yeah, pop the link in again. This is the link to Dale and his brother's podcast. If you're in need of a good laugh, please go over and have a watch. You will, if you don't swear very often, take it with a pinch of salt and just join in the swearing anyway. You know, because there will be a fair amount. This is 2 Scots guys we're talking about here. It's about you only know the word is fuck, so. Sorry, Dale just said something to us there. Right, guys, it was nice to have you in. Nice to be back live again. That's the first live I've done. Oh, God, in a fortnight, because I wasn't in last week. I have got a bit of work to do around the house and stuff, so I am going to try and get videos out as and when I can, and I will obviously be back live next week, and I will no doubt be joining in with other people's lives in the background where you can just hear my dulcet tones instead of having to look at this ugly mug. Right, that's it, guys. I'm ending the broadcast now. Have a nice night. See you next week. Bye for now.